Welcome to Cooking with Jess, where we focus on healthy, fun, delicious, and nutritious meals for you and your family. I am Jessica Fisher Golden, and today we have accepted the Better Than Chipotle Challenge. Boom, boom. All right, so we're going to make a bowl, a Chipotle bowl, at least the way how I get it when I go to Chipotle. So we have a few things here. The main thing is jackfruit. Now, what I went ahead, I drained it, I rinsed it. I saw that the container that this one came in had 840 milligrams of sodium. That's a lot of salt. So we rinse. I went ahead and I used my hands actually, and I pulled apart the jackfruit and I took out the seeds and any core. I could see one in here, just to give you an example. They kind of look like little blocks. We don't want to use that. So I'm going to take that one out. But if you look at it, what kind of vibes is that giving you? Giving you like shredded chicken. Well, this is what we're going to make our carnitas out of. So I have some water here boiling because instead of the lime cilantro rice, we're going to make fonio. Lime cilantro style, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in. Now this is hot. I'm gonna do this for y'all because I love y'all, okay? All I did was I added a little bit of sal and I added some ajo because I want to give it a little bit of taste. So I did ajo en polvo because I just wanted to pick up a little flavor. I don't want it just to be bland. Let's add flavors. Let's build flavors. So I'm just gonna let that sit just a little bit. Boom, already done. Over here, I'm going to make fajitas. So I went ahead and I cut up some cebollas and some red and some green peppers. I'm gonna add in some rapeseed oil. This is already hot. Do not be alarmed. You see that sliding? Do you see that? This is why I like rocking with grapeseed oil so much. It has such a high smoke point. It gets hot quick. Oh, it smells good. There's like a little aroma that comes out. But all we're going to do is just toss this in, and I'm going to add in a little bit of sal to taste, and then I'm going to put in some oregano to taste also. Now, the thing about this is you want to add in all these different flavors because flavors is where it's at. Just a little bit. We don't need too much because I do have a lot of other things in it that does have some sodium. So if you're cautious and mindful about your sodium intake, then this guy is popping. You can just turn this down just a little bit because what we don't want is for it to plop over here, and then that water with the aceite is not a good mix. So I'm just gonna cover it just for a little bit. We're not even gonna cover it because I think this guy's almost done already. That was fast. The tip here is adding in hot water or bringing it to a boil. I had hot water to a boil super quick, added the fonio with, like I said, a little bit of sal, a little bit of ajo en polvo. I'm going to put a little bit of some oregano, just a little bit. Right, look at that. Tap, 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 and it just started coming out. Just to give it some flavor, and it smells so good already in here. So while this is going, we're going to talk about what we're going to do to build our bowl. Now, when I go to Chipotle, normally what I get is the white rice, I get black beans, I get fajitas, I get some of their salsa. They have the tomatillo, the green one. And then I also get, sometimes, I don't always get the tomatillo and the salsa, but we get that, and then we get some guacamole and a little bit of lechuga. That's it. They call it a veggie bowl. Obviously, it has a lot of veggies in it. Most of the time, when I go there, it's like I'm super hungry. I need to grab something. And for me, I'm just saying, for me, that's super filling because that bowl, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I know that a lot of it is, at least for personally, it's the rice. It's heavy on me. So I'm here for doing this with the fonio because it's not as, if you could take a quick look at that. It's not as, you know how like the rice grains are like plump after you cook them? This is cooked already. That's it. And it's done. So I'm going to turn this off. And we're going to use that later on to build our rice. I'm just going to take just a little smidgen of a taste. It's hot, okay? Don't do this. I do it for y'all because I love y'all. Adding in that salt made a difference. That's the first thing I tasted. And it wasn't a lot, just a little bit. I just seasoned it just a little bit. And then I put in the ajo and polvo. I don't really taste that yet, but as we build on to the flavors, I'm sure all that'll come out. So yeah, that's done. I'm going to put just a little bit of water in it just because I don't want it to get soup, just a little bit. That's it. I don't want it to get clumpy on me, but it's okay if it does because this is very forgiving, right? So if it gets too clumpy, just add some water. If it's too runny, just let it, just take the top off and let that steam escape and it'll absorb it. So I just want to make sure it doesn't dry out. Like that's the big thing. So that's done already. This here, I'm just going to let it sweat and saute, and that's it. There's nothing too much that needs to be done here. I'll leave that. Now, the big thing here, right here is the carnitas. We got to focus on that. So I'm going to take this one off. I'm going to put this guy back here. Let that continue to cook. Meanwhile, over here, we're going to add just a smidgen of, just a little bit. You'll see how much comes out. Like, that's it. 2-3 drops. That's it. I don't need too much. But what I do want is for it to heat up because once it heats up, it's going to move around. And that's it. Like, that's all I needed. We're going to give it just a little bit of time just for it to pick up the heat. And then I'm going to add some cebollas and some ajo, fresh. No, nothing in polvo over here. It's going to be fresh. And part of the reason why I do it is because I really like I like that aroma in the home. Like it lets people know, oh, she's here and she's getting to the business. We over here cooking today. That's what's happening. And it's been some time. It's been some time since I've been cooking, but I feel better. I took a tumble down the stairs some time ago. I was in a back brace. It was a whole to do. But I'm feeling better now. So I'm back to cooking. I'm excited. I really missed doing these videos. I really did. See how quick that came up? Look at that. Ready to go. All right. So we're going to move this around quick because let me tell you something. When it comes to ajo or garlic, we don't want this thing to burn. Oh, no. And this thing burns quickly. I don't know why, but I'm going to add a little bit of water. That's a trick that I do sometimes because what we want to do is we do want to keep just a little bit of moisture. You know, we don't want it to dry out. And like I said, heaven forbid, if this ajo burns, like that's not a pleasant fragrance that comes out when it burns. So that's good. It's going to help to like sweat the cebollas even more because there is some water in the onions. Okay. It smells so good. Oh my goodness. Like onions and the garlic together. I don't know. It does something for me. It really does. Okay. So let's go ahead and add this in. So let's go ahead and we're going to start making our carnitas. I'm going to add in, I'm going to hold this to the side just a little bit. And then I'm going to, what I mean is I'm going to I just want to leave a little bit of space so I can add in some of our dried seasonings. Now, I am a huge fan of letting the seasoning get like a little bit of heat. So I like to let it touch the bottom of the pot or the pan so it can open up. We have sal. We'll throw that in there. We have some cebolla. And that's cebolla. I'm sorry. We have ajo. We have oregano. We have cumin. We have, I hear you back there. I hear you. We got some smoked paprika. And then we have nutritional yeast. Now, nutritional yeast, if that's something that you normally don't use or you're not familiar with, it does have It has like a salty taste. It also, so we put it on popcorn sometimes. My kids remember to ask for it. And it has kind of like a cheddar-esque type of flavor to it. It's also going to change the color of this along with the smoked paprika. So I'm going to make sure that we are incorporating everything. Usually I would go ahead and add in the dry seasonings with the cebollas and the ajo. And I hear this guy back here. We always got to be paying attention, right? Because we don't want any of that to stick. Even though I do love a little char, I'm gonna tell you, I do love a little char on my fajitas. I'm gonna go check on that.
Do your littles eat veggies or not so much? Okay. Here's the thing, right? The media is constantly pushing forth all this information about, healthy stuff tastes bad, Brussels sprouts, all that kind of stuff. But here's the thing. How will they know what's good for them if they're never given the opportunity to taste it? So click that link in the description box below. Join the community. We have tons of information for you on how to introduce these healthier foods to your kids. Maybe you didn't grow up that way and, you didn't really know what to eat or what you should eat, but let's give these littles an opportunity to be the best they can be. So click that link in the description box below and we'll join you in the community. We'll see you there.
We are back. So not too much is going on here. There is still some water in the jackfruit because it was packed in water, or it was packed in brine. And I definitely wanted to make sure that I got off all that stuff that they pack it with. And mostly I wanted to see if I could remove some of that salt, because I was surprised when I saw that number. Like, wow, that's a whole lot of sodium. I don't know what that's about, but we ain't about that over here. So I'm gonna let that sit. And then I am going to start building the bowl. Let's talk a little bit about some of these ingredients while we let this go here, okay? Now, we have the salsa that I mentioned. Go look up that other recipe. I have a recipe for my homemade salsa. It's a crowd favorite. It's a little on the spicy side because I do like to use jalapenos con semilla, with the seeds. This bad boy here, these are some black beans. You see my trusty Instapot back here? I always use beans from the dry state, and it's a preference of mine. You don't have to do that, but that's what I do over here. So what I did was, it's in the Instapot. I add a little bit of salt. I add a little bit of oregano, a little bit of cumin, and then I found this. I added this to it. This is called Mammy Dodo, and this is for vegetables. That's what it said on there, and I was like, I'm here for it. Now, the thing about it that got me, I said, let me toss this in with these beans while they're in the Instapot and see what happens. It has green onions, scallion, that's what I call it, cilantro, basil, celery, parsley, bush onion. Honey, I don't know what a bush onion is, but I'm here for it. And African basilla. And African basila. I hope I said it right. Anyhow, it smelled wonderful. And I said, you know what? It's already made. Yeah, it smells good. I got this. I get a lot of the cilantro. That's what I get a lot of in here. So I added it to the beans, and it tastes great. So there we got the beans. Now, I also went ahead and I made a little, I like to call it like a smash avocado. I don't really call it guacamole because I don't have like all the stuff in it. And it's really quick. I don't know if I have a recipe on that, but I will get one. And then we can go ahead and we can, you can make it if you want to try it. And then I cut up a little bit of cilantro. Since I have some already in some of my other, in my salsa, what I did with that was, I realized that when we make, or when we go to Chipotle, they have cilantro lime rice. So I squeezed the lime. So we're going to add that in there. And then I'm also going to just mix in a little bit of the fresh cilantro here and there, so we get that authentic, that Chipotle restaurant flavor. I'm just gonna put just a little bit, and I think it looks so pretty. Just having these little speckles of green, it jazz it up, does something a little different. I'm gonna turn that off because it sounds like it's burning over here. What is happening? Oh, one of the onions jumped out the pot, and it's hanging out over here. This looks so pretty. You're gonna bring this back over here. I think we're done here with this. Oh, that smells so good. It smells like Chipotle in here. That's what it smells like. All right, let's make sure everything is off. So this is what we got here with our jackfruit. I'm gonna plate it up. We're gonna go straight to plating because why not? We're gonna put this on a little trivet so we don't get anything hot. This is shaping up nice. I like how this looks. I really do. So we got our bowl here. Let's move this to the side. And first we're going to start, as you go down that line, you know what I'm talking about. You go down that little place your order here line. And we're going to add in our cilantro, lime, fonio. We'll put that there. I'm going to try to make it as best as I can how they do it because they tend to put the rice on the bottom. And I'm still working on my plating skills and making everything look all amazing because that's important. You want things to look nice and presentable. I get it. That's just not my ministry. So I'm working on it. All right, so we got that. Then I tell them that I want black beans. So we're just going to put just a little bit of the black beans on top. Maybe a lot because I do like a lot. And then we're going to put on the, fajitas. That's next. I'm trying to remember, like, when we going down that line, what we get. So we're going to add the fajitas. I'm telling you, this smells just like them other people. But we made it at home, so we know what's in it. We know it's going to taste amazing. It's already coming together. Like, it's looking like their bowl to me. That's what it's looking like. So we got that. I do the veggie bowl, right? So I normally go to like the toppings. Now, because we're doing our version here, we're going to add the carnitas. Gonna add that. And then we're going to add some salsa. Again, I was telling y'all, this is a crowd pleaser over here. Add that. Let's get a little bit of some of that sauce in there. That, and then I'm going to add in what I like to call my smashed avocado or the smashed avocado. Boom, look at that dollop. She tried. I tried. All right, there you have it. I'm ready to taste it. This looks so pretty. All right, let me just get a little bit of everything so we could taste it. It's gonna be hot because y'all just see me cook it. Chipotle for what? That's good. Let me say something. Because I'm not used to the whole, like, anything outside of the black beans as far as like a protein. Whoa. Listen, go do this. You got this. You can make, it's heavy too. Certeza. It's heavy. Make this. Go to Chipotle for what? Listen, try it. Let me know what you think. You will enjoy it because you made it and you know what's in it. That's the most important thing. It tastes really good. All right. Take care of yourself. Bye.